Hey guys, listener, and welcome back to another Pixelmon guide here on the channel. As promised, we're going to start our Galarian birds guideline of videos. So I plan on making guides on how to get Galarian Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno in the coming days. Today, we're going to be doing Galarian Moltres because he's first, even though technically he's third. So this is the bad boy himself. This is Galarian Moltres. You might be thinking, Austin, why are we in a snow biome that's not anywhere where I would think he would spawn? Well, first and foremost, let me tell you before we get this going any further, consider as always smashing like button, share support if these guides are helpful to you. Consider subscribing if you're new because I do a bunch of Pixelmon content on the channel, and every time a new update comes out, I review it that day. And also, feel free to, just show your support for these videos because a lot of hard work goes into them. But yeah, let's get this started. First and foremost, make sure you're on version of Pixelmon 9.0.11 and Minecraft version 1.16.5. Otherwise, the information I'm giving to you might be inaccurate. Also, keep in mind that if Pixelmon has updated past this version, that the information I'm giving you might also be inaccurate. But in the description down below will be links to all the wiki pages that I use for this guide, so you can double check for yourself just to make sure everything is accurate. But let's get right into this. First thing we need to talk about for Moltres is it does not spawn in the wild. Galarian Moltres does not spawn in the wild. You cannot find it anywhere in your world as a physical manifestation like this. However, there are ways to make it spawn, and that's what we're going to be going over today. So how to get Galarian Moltres, you are going to have to complete a very specific quest in Pixelmon. That is why I'm in a village, because for those not know, villagers have the chance of giving you quest lines. That's why this villager has an exclamation point over his head that is blue. That is how you know that a villager is currently giving you a quest in Pixelmon. But if you guys have been playing Pixelmon for a while now, you know that's how that works. What you are going to want to search for is a villager with a red exclamation point. Blue identifies a certain type of quest. You're going to want to find red. Now, I don't personally think we're going to find a red one in this village or any other because the red quests are actually pretty rare to encounter. The best thing I can say is just complete quests for the villagers, come back every day, check all the villagers to make sure they have no new quests for you, and locate as many villagers as possible. But if for whatever reason you locate a villager with a red exclamation point, you're going to want to be looking for the Ashen Avian quest. So if I right click on this guy, see how it says, like, can you locate 5 different Pokemon for me? What you're going to want to do is make sure the quest says defeat or capture an ashen textured Pokemon. That is how you know you have the correct quest for this. So it's called the Ashen Avian quest, and the reward for it will be Galarian Moltres. So how this works is on screen right now is the exact guide for the stages of the quest. So stage 1 will be defeat or capture an ashen textured Pokemon. For those who don't know, ashen Pokemon are specifically rare textured Pokemon that you can find in your world. I've done a few guides on them myself on specific ones. I think I just recently did an Ashen Hydreigon, how to get that in the world. But if you defeat or capture an ashen Pokemon, you will move on to stage 2. So stage 2 says continue until a Galarian Moltres spawns. As long as you have the quest, there's a chance it will spawn when defeating or capturing. So essentially, when you defeat or capture said ashen Pokemon, that is when you will trigger the spawn of Galarian Moltres. When Galarian Moltres spawns, that is when you are going to have your chance of capturing it or, defeating it, or for whatever reason you want to defeat it. And then the reward for that will be 1,000 Minecraft XP, and it will be given when the Moltres spawns. So the way it's worded is weird, but I do think it is 100% chance once you complete the quest, that is your reward. I don't think it's like it might spawn. But speaking of spawning, I will quickly Pokespawn in some Moltreses, and I think it's form Galarian is how you would do this. Yeah. So I'm going to spawn them in just so you guys can see kind of what it'll look like when they spawn in. So when one spawns in, it will immediately just jump to the sky and fly away. So you're going to want to be ready for that. And we're going to want to get into battle with one just so I can show you what it drops. So if for whatever reason you were to defeat a Galarian Moltres in battle, again, I do not recommend doing that. But if you were to defeat one, what you are going to get is a few rewards. So at a 100% chance, it can drop 1 to 3 bright powders. At a 50% chance, it can drop 1 to 2 dark gems. And a 10% chance will drop 1 sharp beak. This is currently the only way to capture a Galarian Moltres in your world. Again, there's always a chance it can spawn in a max raid den. But I don't have a chart for that, but I'm pretty sure if I remember from the past, they could spawn in those, but that's not a guarantee. The best way to do it is to get this quest. So again, you're going to find yourself a villager with a red exclamation point, And at that point, you have a 1 in, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1 in 7 chance of getting the quest that you need. But all the red exclamation points are for legendary Pokemon. Keep that in mind. So blue is like a lower rarity. If you find a red exclamation mark, that means that it will give you a legendary Pokemon quest. And then amongst those quests, you're going to make sure you get the Ashen Avian one, which is for Galarian Moltres as a reward. And you just got to defeat or capture an Ashen Pokemon, which makes sense because Galarian Moltres looks like an Ashen Pokemon. Either way, that is going to do it for today's guide. I hope it was helpful to you all. If it was, consider as always smashing the like button, show support, subscribing if you're new, and comment down below if you yourself have managed to capture Galarian Moltres or if you're currently hunting for one. And I hope to see you all in the next guide. Have a great day, everyone. Stay safe. Goodbye.